this thing working? It is. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the things we're talking about is the car accident on Shingle Creek Road, and 4 Pierre family members died in that car accident.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, do you know much about that?
Not that much. The only thing I know was it was in May. The creek was really high and had washed out on the west end. And they were going, and it's on a slight uphill grade. So the headlamps on their car, he couldn't see that there was nothing on the other side of the bridge. So he drove right across the bridge and into the water, and there was no hope. It's so fast through there.
Yeah. I have a picture of the car crash. It's exactly what he said.
Yeah. That was a...
So it was well, I don't have the members who died off the top of my head. But I have a description of the people at the funeral, but I'm still trying to look for the photograph of the people at the funeral.
Yeah.
It was a really big funeral with the prominent members of the family dying.
For years they had a wooden cross there with the names on it.
Oh, yeah?
On the tree, yeah.
Now, whereabouts exactly at Shingle Creek Road was that?
It's the, I think it's the first bridge that you hit after you go through that rocky canyon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You might even still find that cross on there, Dave. Yeah. They have big services. I went to Willie Armstrong's funeral, and I think I went to his mother's in Marin Valley. Man, there must have been about 400 people there.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Took Willie over there from his home place with a team and a wagon, and
Oh, yeah?
yeah. And buried him and his mother both over, and Charlie, I think, pretty well over in Marin Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the name of that place right by the border where there's a lot of native burials are? It starts with the C.
Where is it?
It's right along the U.S. border where there's a native village there.
Yeah, I think I know where you mean. I can't think of the name. Yeah.
I think I have an audio tape of Willie Armstrong talking a little bit about. It's mostly about horses and cattle ranching and stuff, you know. So,
Yeah.
Now, Richard Armstrong, is he the son?
Yeah, he's one of Willie's boys.
How many Armstrong boys were there?
Oh boy, I don't know. They're a big family.
Yeah. It's really hard to do the family trees of them because they did have really big families, and then it gets complicated really fast.
Dennis Armstrong would be a good one to talk to.
Who's that?
Dennis.
Oh, really?
He's one of the older boys. If you got a chance to talk to him, he was always a good hit.
I email Richard sometimes.
Yeah.
About things.
Yeah.
And then Jeanette, I sometimes for that too. And then Richard's sister Delphine at the West Bank First Nations.
Oh yeah.
I've worked with her quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's we did it. Delphine and I did a article together on Okanagan place names. So we'd have the English name, the Okanagan name, and then the translation what the Okanagan name meant.
Oh yeah.
And it took almost 2 years to do because it was hard to get all the bands to agree to the name.
Oh yeah.
You know, one band would say, no, it's not that name, it's another one. But that makes sense because some of these names are really old.
Yeah.
So you that. But some of the names to me didn't seem old. Like some of the ones were Big Rock by a River. Well, that wouldn't be thousands of years old, that name, I don't think.
No.
Usually, over thousands of years, something happened at that site, so the name would be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Rock falls into the river.
Yeah. But, I've got most of the sites in Summerland, the names of them. So
Do you find Thomas easy to talk to?
I hadn't talked to him very much.
No.
No. I think the person I've emailed communicated the most is with Richard Armstrong.
Yeah.
So. And one of the things we had, this is something to talk about, is the Three Lake Valley.
Oh yeah.
Okay, where do you think Three Lake Valley is?
Well, that was where old Herman Henry was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
And so Richard Armstrong were having this debate about Three Lake Valley, and he was talking about the Three Lakes link
Chain and
Osprey as the Three Lakes. I said, no, that's not where Three Lake Valley is.
No.
It's where the Henry place is.
Yeah.
Now, I've never gone hiking through that valley to Garnet Lake. Have you done that? For Meadow Valley, and from Henry's place to Garnet Lake. Because I think that's one of the old trails.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
there.
You know who's there now, eh? There's the Ripley's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've asked them to let me go through there.
Yeah.
But I've given them all the information I have of that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I ran cattle in there. That was part of my range. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have this thing? I want to make sure I have that recorded. Is this working? Yeah, I think it's working. Because Rich and I had this big argument with the Three Lake Valley. And I said that no, it's the Henry property. And it's the other one that goes the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You know, it's anyway. What else?
Yeah. The band right now, man, they've sure got horse problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just too many horses. It's overgrazed from down at the Jeremiah's Highway right through. It used to be a pretty lucrative deal for them. They could turn out a few horses, and then when they want some money, just go run them in and sell a bunch. But Thomas is an interesting guy to talk to if you can get him settled down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before Thomas's time, but Antoine Pierre, he had his place done, near here. Antoine Pierre, he had his cabin at where the research station is.
Oh.
You don't know anything about that, eh?
No.
Yeah. I've been trying to find out if there's any pictures of that cabin, but so far nothing. Another thing I've hunted for a long time is pictures of the bridge crossing Garnet Lake.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. I've hunted and hunted.
You've seen that, haven't you, Art?
The
bridge that goes under the water?
we've been out by the posts and stuff the other.
Yeah.
We kayaked up there.
Yeah.
Angela and I did a year or so ago.
Yeah. And one of the things I've been looking for years is just at the canyon, the Trout Creek Canyon. It used to be two branches of Trout Creek, like one going by here, and one going by where the Sodroof cabin is.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where the north branch was.
Yeah.
And in 1923, there's a silt bluff collapse by Gartrell's place, and it blocked the whole north channel. So that no longer exists.
Oh.
But anyway, I got a picture of the slide on Friday.
Oh,
After how many years of hunting for it. So it's just a normal photograph of a slide, but it's the one that did it. It's quite a big slide. So,
I have a picture of Trout Creek when they dug it out and redirected it and stuff.
We'd like to see that one.
You can tell the picture is like it's freshly dug out.
Oh yeah.
Thing. We found it behind a painting or something we had one time.
Oh yeah. I compared that what Trout Creek looked like in 1906 to what it looks like now. And we may talk about channelization and stuff like that, but some of it looks pretty close to what it was then.
Yeah.
To me, I think right at the mouth it changes, but it changes anyway over time with the different floods and stuff. It changes location a little bit. Anyway, at the end of the street is where the new park's going to be.
Yeah.
And we're going to put an interpretive sign up, because that used to be a native village right here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're working on that. So I have the name of the village. I got that from Richard Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have some pictures of the Pierre family. This would be Thomas's parents, right in by the creek. And I have 2 pictures of a sweat lodge, like just almost right here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We'll put on the sign. So, and the town, their current policy for signage is you have to be able to pronounce the word.
Oh.
But I think they're going to allow it to happen. So we're going to have it's Woodbridge, right? Woodbridge is the family that had the land here, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's Woodbridge. So it'd be the Woodbridge dash the First Nations name park.
Yeah.
So it's sure.
And how many of the First Nations can actually still pronounce? Like, are they?
How many? Hardly anybody can pronounce the First Nations words now.
Yeah, like.
But I don't think it doesn't matter though. Like I've been arguing with the town about, if someone has a medical problem at the Woodbridge park, well, we know where the Woodbridge part of the park is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not as if they don't know. But I think it just acknowledges their culture.
Are the First Nations still learning? Like, are they still keeping the language up?
I think there's less and less people who are fluent all the time.
That's too bad.
Gregory said to me, he says, I can't even pronounce those words myself because they put them on their streets in town there. He says, I can't pronounce those.
Yeah. Well, I have audio tape that George Lazard did in the Okanagan language, and he talks about his time when he met the Queen. I think this is 1940, I think.
Oh.
And it's all Okanagan language, no English, and it sounds quite different than what you hear now, I think.
Yeah.
So it's,
Willie Armstrong was teaching me some of their language. It's something to try and pronounce, a lot of it, yeah.
I think you have to start when you're like really young to
Yeah.
get the throat thing happening.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult to do.
So do you have slides of the old bridge in Garnet Valley?
I never took any pictures of it, Barb.
No?
I
Did
should
Mom?
have. No, because it was past where we usually the only time we went by it was when we were moving the cattle through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never been one to take pictures, and I often wish I had. When I was working for the Forest Service days, we fenced the Indian Reserve at Oliver from Annex Mountain right through to Incommate Creek. So I took a contractor that was going to bid on the fence, and Sam Baptiste and I, and they dropped us off with a helicopter and we walked back. It was about this time of the year, and the runoff was coming down pretty heavy in Incommate, and it comes down through a narrow canyon, some beautiful big yellow pine in there, man, 4 feet on the stump and 200 feet high. And this water is just going down through there like this. And then all of a sudden, it goes underground. And Sam said to me, you're going to see something that very few white people have seen. So we walked down and we walked right across the top of the thing. This water had gone underground. And then on the other side, it was the walls of the canyon were straight. The water was fairly quiet. And there was this big rooster tail of water coming up.
Oh, yeah?
And I didn't even have a camera with me.
Oh, wow.
And so we watched it and talked about it. And Sam said, when the creek goes down, he said we can dive in there and come up in the cave. And there's lots of hieroglyphics in there, right? But he said we don't let white people in here because he said they start chipping them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I often thought, oh man, I wish I'd had a camera, because that was something that, like he said, very few white people would see. So,
whereabouts is that, David?
pardon me?
Whereabouts is that?
On the Incommate Creek. coming into Oliver.
I'm trying to remember where in Oliver that is. I only lived there 2 years.
Yeah, 'cause there's a winery and stuff there.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
North.
on the east side, of course, and it's south of the what's the road that goes up there, up the east side?
Tuckalnuit Road, I think.
No, it's goes up through to Mount Baldy. Yeah, it's south of that a ways anyway, but it was certainly something that was I've never forgot.
Huh? Oh, that's a neat story.
Yeah.
You want to go see it now, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Trying to figure.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know Sam Batty's?
No.
He's a real good head.
There's a cliff in around Hadley where there's lots of pictographs on it, and this is a couple years ago. They thought, well, maybe there's even more. Like if they dug up the earth around the base of the cliff, there's more pictographs, and there appears to be. So they've just hired two archaeologists from France that does the cave paintings in France. They're going to come to, they're going to do research on the pictographs that are lower down on the cliff. It's going to be neat to see that.
Yeah.
Because this one is, the panel has probably about 20 pictographs on it right now, and there may be way more below.
So why would they have thought that there would have been some lower as a cave?
Well, it's just a perfect spot.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all earth on the base of the cliff. And you think, well, if it's been around 6,000 years,
yeah,
it could be an accumulation of a lot of earth. So they're just going to excavate it and just see what happens. Mm-hmm. But it's a perfect cliff because it's a huge cliff, and it just tilts towards you a bit. So there's a sheltered area.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfectly dry when it rains. Mm-hmm. So it's ideal spot. So I think they're going to start doing that this summer. What about Mineola? Can you tell me anything about Mineola?
I can't, and I should be able to, because my aunt and her husband both lived there.
Oh, yeah? What were their names?
Hawksley.
Hawksley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't remember the story she told me.
What did they do?
But he was working, there was a sawmill there, right?
The Richardson's sawmill, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was working there. He was I think he had a steam ticket or something, because he ran the boats up on Kalamalka Lake too, eh? Mm. Yeah. Yeah, when my mother came out from England, she was 11 or 14.
I think she was 14, yeah.
Yeah, and she came out to the point there at Oyama. My cousins owned that chunk of land. That was an Indian burial ground there. Yeah, they had lots of artifacts from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know where they all went. But.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys done your family tree?
The Rolston side, I think Rick has got it back to 1690.
Oh, yeah? Huh? Are you on Ancestry.ca or is he on?
Well, he is, yeah. Yeah, I think it was 1690 or something. They came, but our spelling changed at one point, right? Because it used to be Rolleston.
Oh.
So some of it's in both like there's sides for both spellings. So
I joined that about a year ago, and I was working my family tree, and it's pretty boring, so I do other people's trees. So I probably have about 60 Summerland trees going.
Yeah.
It's just so you get more information about the Summerland pioneers and stuff. But it's neat doing it. And some people, they add a lot of information to the tree. Others don't. But I think it's better if you put more photographs and information about it so when other people get their information, you get all of that.
We've got a whole bunch of photographs and stuff from grandmas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I scan them sometime?
Most of them would be relatives and stuff, but there's a few like Grandma at Chute Lake in one of whatever, that would have been 1920,
I was born in-
29 or so,
Yeah.
eh?
You post stuff on Facebook anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't usually post family stuff, but there's a picture of Grandma in her bathing suit at Chute Lake.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's a few that I'd like to, because I keep thinking, you'd probably be interested in it. I don't know if Cassie posted the one that she got from Fred Muriel's of Penticton when it flooded.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I did an article on that too. That's a flood in, is it 1948 or something?
42.
42, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I did an article last year on that.
There's a picture, they've got a picture of some place downtown where it's flooded and they're
Yeah.
walking through the water.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they turned all the water down the main street because that was the government's responsibility. So they brought it down Eckerd Avenue and turned it and sent it right down the main street. Because we had the bakery there, and then I remember the sandbags in front of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have pictures of the bakery? That'd be kind of
no.
neat to see.
That's where the Bank of Nova Scotia is now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know
And
if we do.
they had an old cannon. Do you ever see a picture of an old cannon sitting down near Okanagan Lake? Yeah, they had one down near the Incola Hotel for years.
Yeah, there's pictures of, well, I haven't looked through them lately, but I know there is pictures of you guys and Auntie Annie standing out in the back of the old bakery, but not the front of the old bakery.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the name of the bakery?
Home.
Home.
Yeah.
I wonder if Brian Wilson has a picture of that. You know, that's the Oats group in
Yeah.
Penticton. He has tons of photographs.
Yeah. We've got pictures of a parade. I found old negatives. Those are always fun because I figured out now if I have a light table. So if I put the negative on the light table, then I can take a picture of it with my macro lens and upload it to digital and then
Flip it.
flip it.
Huh?
So I've got some pictures of a parade or something in downtown Penticton that we found. Things like that.
I wonder if I wonder if I can do something like that at home. I haven't done it that way where I have a light table thing you can put
Yeah.
on.
Because I didn't know how else to do it with old negatives. Like
Yeah.
you find these old negatives and you don't know what they're of.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
So that was the only way I could figure out how to do it. And I thought, works.
Barb, if I stand up, will you take this cushion out here?
Yeah.